Name game. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Voxel, and I'm happy to be here. Hi, how are you all? It's nice to see you. This is our Mac Game Thursday, and we are playing the Independent Game Festival's 2020 winner for excellence in audio. And that is Mutazione, which is a game about a strange island where people were mutated when a comet hit and just killed lots of people. And those who survived got mutated and their ecosystem is failing somehow. And we are a teenage girl from the mainland whose parents had been there. And we are creating gardens and dealing with people's trauma. That's what we're doing. And last week we did play, but the game was crashing because of weirdnesses. And I did some, reinstalling, and I think it's fine now. So I think we'll be okay. And I hope we can get a lot more good progress in today since we have a short session game because of, this the late start. Hold on. I need to pop out my chat and put it where I like it. I like my chat here. Boom. There. We just got a resub. It looks like we have some resubs that say that we have to do something. We have to do something a little the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F, on M will appear. And then I say boo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. Then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Hawkeye, 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 bo Buckeye, banana, fana, for fuck-eye, fee, fi, mo, mock-eye. Hawkeye, Popeward build, Popeward build, Popeward build, Popeward build, banana, fana, for Popeward build, fee, fi, mo, mope, world build. Popeward build, Vulpes, 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 banana, fana, for Vulpes, fee, fi, mo, mopez. Vulpes, Clockwork Librarian. Clockwork Librarian, Clockwork Librarian, bo Blockwork Librarian, banana, fana, for Flockwork Librarian, fee, fi, mo, Blockwork Librarian. Clockwork Librarian. The name game. Woo! Yes. And Arissa, yes, 9:30. We're going for 9:30. Then I can transition over, and it'll be grand. You do recognize this shirt. I game past my bedtime. Also, I was going to just start talking to you about stuff, but we just got bits coming in, as a matter of fact. By the way, thank you so much, all of you people who came in and resubbed. I appreciate it very much. It really does help. It helps a lot. Thank you. And I'm going to just read out these messages. We got the resub. Also, Vulpes said, I don't want to be a teenager again. Just teaching the rock and roll in the 50s and so much teenagerdom. So much teenagerdom, And then we just got some bits from Pope World Build, who gave us 100 bits and who said, wishing you all a lovely evening and a better weekend. Oh, so much. So much. Those moments when you're just like, when you're like overwhelmed and behind and there's just way too much to do, and you're at that moment and you're like, I think I'm almost at the turning point where if I can just do one or two more things, it'll all lock into place and I'll be like, I'm on the edge of being I mean, I've got a lot to do, but I'm on the edge of being like having it under control. I just need people not to give me more work things, but I'm so close to getting, um, like tonight after stream when I'm catching up on Critical Role so I can join you. Um, I'm going to upload some music for class. And then once I can upload in 2 or 3 weeks, rock and roll will be taken care of. I've got a bunch of grading to do still, but like things are moving and I'm feeling really good about that. I've got to do some video editing. I've got to do some grading. I've got a lot to do, but it feels more doable at the moment. So I'm excited about that, but I'm also excited about those bits that we got from Pope, because when we get bits, I sing "We're in the Money," as sung by Ginger Rogers from the film Gold Diggers of 1933, which means I sing it in Pig Latin, which I'm going to do right now. Irway and hey, the anime. Irway and hey, the anime. Old me and the adiation pray, we are a who, pray you stay on a young ray. No, that's not right. That's not even right. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Okay. Irway and hey, the anime. Irway and hey, the anime. Iway at gaily at we at weeks to take gaily young way. Irway and hey, the anime. The ice skates are on, say. Old me and the adiation pray, ooh, you're a ooh, pray you stay on my young way. Even eat Edley Ainsley, yep, we had Briansley, ooh, day. And we see the end, it'll look like I got in the eye. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Ha ha! Thank you so much for the excuse to sing in Pig Latin. And thank you all for being here with me as we game. Thank you. Thank you very much. Pope Bits, Edge of Glory. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge of glory. You know, I am much happier without the landlady. And I think that my landlady still has not returned my security deposit. Should probably text her again to remind her. But I will wait till I check the post office again. Woo! Thank you, emotes. Thank you, Hype Train. I wanted to... sharing is caring, right? So I kickstarted something and it came in the mail and I thought I'd show you. And when I show you, this just means I'm putting pressure on myself for later, and I'm okay with that. So I kickstarted a solo adventure for the Fantasy Trip, which is the RPG that predates GURPS, that Steve Jackson Games made before GURPS. And, it had it kickstarted a new edition and a re-edition, a revival. I have that. And what I kickstarted, this is it, just a solo adventure called The Path of Mastery. And it is a Fantasy Trip solo adventure. Some final exams are more final than others. Wizardry is a noble calling. Battle wizardry can be heroic, but not every student becomes a master. And at the Treo School of Martial Magic, the path of mastery may lie over the bodies of your friends. In this adventure, you will fight brigands, monsters, and most dangerous of all, your fellow students. You may choose to have an actual social life as well. And even if you stick to the books, your classmates will be running their own extracurricular affairs. And you've got to keep your grades up. Can you travel the path of mastery? This adventure is designed for a single player. The game can be refereed by the book itself, with the player controlling both sides in the battles, or a second player can act as the GM and play the foes. No rules are needed besides in the labyrinth, but the experience can be enhanced with the background provided by the Treo School of Martial Magic. So it's a little solo adventure, and I thought that I should play that one day. That's all. I just wanted to share with you. It came in. Very excited. And I will do it at some point. But wait, students are allowed to have social lives. Huh, my students have social lives. They certainly do. They certainly do. So, we're not going to do a giveaway because it's a late start. Thank you for waiting. Because I'm excited to play, but also I had to get some stuff done. Just running around. And I'm feeling pretty good. I have not yet unpacked all the things I need to unpack, but we're getting there. Rissa says, BRB, gotta save something on the porch from the rain. Yes. So, let's just start Mutazione, shall we? By the way, I hope you're all doing well. How are you all doing? I'm excited. I've got so much to do as always, but I just feel better. Did Volpez just said, did someone leave the kick out in the rain? And I see your MacArthur Park reference, and that is funny because I was just dealing with disco and like deciding if I would like change up any of my disco songs for the disco lecture, which is coming up pretty soon. So I was just thinking about it, but I'm doing I Feel Love for Donna Summer because that one brings us Eurodisco and electronics, but MacArthur Park is also classic. Yes. The cake is a lie also. Ooh, all the green icing flowing around. Nobody wants that. I don't think I could take it because it took so long to make it. This is what I'm saying. It's just, I'll never have it back again. As long as we're doing okay. So. Let's do it. Also, that feels loud. Where's my cursor? Better. There was something I wanted to tell you, and I forgot now. There was like a thing that I was... Hey, everybody, guess what? I'm noting that Mutazione is hanging up. It's lagging, and I don't know why, but it is, and I thought I'd just, we're here. Here I was like, I'm going to just jump right in right now, immediately. And this is what I get for trying to jump into a game immediately when obviously I need to talk more with you all. I'm force quitting. And once I'm going to bring it back up again because maybe it's feeling a little, what's the word? Maybe it's just feeling a little upset. Look, I checked it last night. Not last night. I did actually last night. I was like, let me go and just double check Mutazione is all good. And it was, but maybe it's in a space. I know the Donna Summer version is precious to Trooper for perfectly valid reasons, but honestly, I don't like it. I enjoy Richard Harris' version too much. Oh, look, I like the Richard Harris version too. I mean, I can like both of them. Also, that is what happened last time, but I'm hoping that it's going to stop being ridiculous now. Like, we're just going to give it... We are crossing our fingers, or as they say in German, we are pressing our thumbs. Performance anxiety. There is this epic lip sync on RuPaul's Drag Race, like early seasons, between Latrice Royale and Munella Luzon, and they do a lip sync to MacArthur Park, and it is so epic and so good. It is quality. It is quality. Volpes says, I've been having that today with a few games. Could be graphic driver update or Steam update. Oh, I wonder if there is a Steam update. Because, after we had that trouble with it last week, I reinstalled it, and it was fine. Everything was okay, and I wasn't sad, and I tested it. I didn't play, but I just tested it to make sure it was going, and it was. So I was like, this is great. But it is currently being a little weird. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to chat while I just check to see if Steam needs an update, because it might. See what's happening. Anyhow, what have you been up to? I'm just checking Steam, check for updates. Just checking. Because that might be a thing. It's the big bad government taking too much time looking through our machines. Also, space volleyball was fantastic. I forgot one little detail about the rules for space for contests, which would have made a small difference, but not a big difference. And that is that if you try to create an advantage and you fail, you lose your turn. Like, basically, your side doesn't get to make their overcome check. So, you're like, do I want to risk it? So it might have meant that some more people went and just gave their bonus +1. But, not that big of a deal. Just little things you forget. It's been a while. I drank tea with a 100-year-old whose form was constantly shifting today. Oh, nice. Trailer for Slay the Spire 2 has me excited. Multiplayer. Ooh, you know, I enjoy Slay the Spire. I quite like that. I enjoy Slay the Spire quite a lot. I'm going to quit out of Steam and then reload Steam while we're here. Just thought I'd share. Let me see. I would like you to know that the wig that I ordered has arrived. I need to go this weekend and wash it and watch some wig tutorials so that hopefully I will be able to get the wig doing what it needs to do, which is going to be a little bit stressful. Because I've never backcombed a synthetic wig before. So I have to like backcomb it, and because I need to get anime height, really is what it comes down to. And so I've got some tutorials by drag queens giving me good advice about how to work with your synthetic wig to make it look good. This is not a lace front wig, hard front, but I've got the tools, I've got the videos, and all I need to do now is So just so you know, I just tried to validate the file because I was like, that's weird that it's being weird. And it failed to validate. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to uninstall this game and then reinstall it because it is being, it's having some issues. So we're just going to uninstall while we're here, and then we're going to reinstall, and we should be fine then, I hope. Just a little bit of a, and where we want this in the basement. Okay, it's good. I won't worry about it too much, but this is, glad we checked. I don't know what happened between then and there. I should think about that. Let's see. Wig. I just finished watching Tomorrow's Yesterday and Court Martial from Star Trek: The Original Series with Mom. Oh, I need to get back on RPG Journal tonight, though. That is fair. Pope World Build, says Artie. I find it funny that early access for Slay the Spire 2 is the same day as the 1.0 release for Timberborn. I don't know what Timberborn is. What is this wig for? Max Rider, I'm going to tell you, because also it's cool. Had chamomile, they had rose. Oh, I do love chamomile tea. March is full of updates and launches. My wallet is weeping. It is for Mutazione is mutating too rapidly. That's what's going on. It is Song of Heroes on Table Story. So, my download is complete apparently. I'm playing Song of Heroes, which is a new game by the same people who made called Legends of Akaroth, and it's the same people who made Draconim that I did over there. And it's very much inspired by JRPGs. And so I was like, I'm going to be playing a dwarf. Although dwarves, I don't know if dwarves are small in this game. They are descendants from giants. So I was like, I need to have the right wig. And I ordered a wig that was like $47, which is the most I've ever spent on a wig so far. And it has arrived. It is quite long. And I need to get bangs. That is what I need to do. I need to get bangs, and I need to. So you have to I'm gonna have to I might have to cut the wig, which is very nervous making for me, but I'm gonna need to basically. I was watching a video about it, back comb and then shape and hairspray so I can get a really good anime sort of hair. Because anime hair sometimes defies gravity a little bit, and I'm hoping I can get a good big hair is what I'm hoping for. Timberborn is an amazing settlement builder where you have a colony of beavers and is very timberpunk. Oh. Bulpa says, I will post it in Discord, but you may want to look for LA1, the board game. It's by Richard Iannaeus, who did Arkham Horror. Oh, nice. Think of a post-apocalyptic detective noir built on kind of Arkham Horror's type board with cards instead of dice. Ooh, well, that seems fun. Oh, neat. Okay. The art up is straight up Secret of Mana. Oh, ooh. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're looking like it might be working. Anime hair. Anime sometimes defies anime hair. It does defy gravity. A lot of anime defies gravity. So you might be a giant Peter Dinklage like in Avengers, Infinity War. Maybe. I mean, it is unclear, but I think it's possible. And check it out. Oops. Continue. There we go. Haha. Look, I don't know why I had to reinstall the game, but I did. And now I am. And let's hope that it is okay. This is going to be our continue. If a weakness for turn-based, I do like turn-based combat. I like turn-based combat quite a lot. So I'm going to tell you that this RPG is the Songs of Heroes, Legends of Akaroth, is very much inspired by JRPGs. And I made my character Tiny, Dame Tiny the dwarf. I think I still have the colored hair clay, so I might be able to. I think I'll have to go back to the goatee and mustache, the Van Dyke, because I feel like that feels like more like a female dwarf. And I think I still have the color that will match the wig that I got, so I can color that so I can be appropriately facial haired for my dwarf. And I have armor that's coming. I haven't tried it on yet, but I have it. And I have my giant sword. So I made my character last night, and I understand that having a shield would have been better for me, but I had to go with the giant two-headed sword because I have one. So method. Will you be trying to play Heaven's Vault before your table story call time? There's no way I can. I cannot play Heaven's Vault at all because table story is from 1 to 3, and my game is and I would stream theoretically from noon to 3. So the overlap there's just too much overlap. So I will not be able to play Heaven's Vault for the next 3 weeks because I've got Heroes of Akaroth, Songs of Heroes. It is not this week. It is next week. So this week will be Heaven's Vault, and then the 3 weeks after that will be no Heaven's Vault because I'll be Songs of Heroing it up. That will be, But yeah, because it's just time overlap. I try not to. I try not to give up my video game days. But if like something special is up there, like for example this one, then I will make the exception. So we'll just not Heaven's Vault for 3 weeks. But we do have it this week. Shields are so good. Let's see. It's because computers are black boxes with workings we do not fully understand, even if we sometimes pretend we understand. That's because it's a shifting thing. They move. Zanzibar says, I was referring to the show you're getting all dressed up for. So the announcement. Yes, that is correct. That is the show I'm getting all dressed up for, Zanzibar. Yes, that is correct. Yes, 100%. It was really like the person who did it was very much in love with early JRPGs. Let's see. Fantasy needs more maces. Aww. Okay, we're here. I believe when last we left, we wandered around quite a bit, and now we are going back. I think that's where we are. We've been wandering around, and we have explored quite a bit. We found out information about a secret code, and scientists coming in and being a little bit weird. And we need to make a garden. And we have to talk to Jello, our hipster Jello person. This is a thing we need to do. Don't forget, I remembered. Oh. Y'all, so I was just reading through the rules for this game, because I made my character last night. And this is super interesting to me, folks. So it's a regular RPG, but it's really inspired by JRPGs, and it does this thing. The combat is very JRPG in that like you have like combat, and you kind of go to this like combat zone, and then you duel other. Anyway, it's very cool, but that's not what I wanted to tell you. What I wanted to tell you was this is becoming more of a thing, and I think it's interesting. that it has its regular mode, but it also has a solo mode, so you can play the game solo. And if you do, you have to sign up? Because I don't think the Kickstarter is live yet, but I think that if you follow it, I think it is. Anyway, there's a link to some document, like some PDFs over on the Kickstarter page, including like there's like some surprise PDFs, which include some solo games, solo adventures. So it does have a solo mode, which is sort of very interesting. But what I thought was actually very cool was that it also had a duo mode for 2 people to play with no GM. And it looked really fun. So that was, there's some cool things about it. And I think it might be fun to do a duo game. I think I would enjoy that, but that is not a thing that I can do right now. But I was thinking about it because it seemed really fun. So I just wanted you to know that was a thing that I was thinking about. Hello, little garden. So yeah, it looks fun. There's do you pick attack skills, flee, or items? So Vulpes is like, mace is a very overrated spice. I have some mace. You actually, so you have when you pick your class, and then when you have a limit break. Each class has a limit break, and a limit break is a special ability that you can only do once after the third turn. After your third turn, then you unlock your limit break, and it's like a big move, but you got like power up for it. But you can only do it like once every rest, I think. And it's got oracles, and yes, someone did play a lot of Final Fantasy VII, and it's got that vibe for real. And it's got like little zones, and it's got you can either do grid-based combat or you can do zone-based combat. Either way, they give you a lot of. They actually give you a lot of switches to change your experience. So there's like a difficulty dial. You can either make it much less difficult and deadly, so you can kind of like be more cozy with it, or you can dial up the difficulty and the deadliness. It also seems to me, I have to sort of like read this a bit more closely, but it seems to me that combat is more conflict, which means you might be able to do non-combat things within their combat system. And I have to see how that would work out. But also, you can do duo, you can do solo, you can do group. They also have these characters called Wayfriends. And Wayfriends are characters, but they're simplified, so they're not as complicated. They don't have as many bits and pieces. And they're made for, like, if you're, like, you can have them as be like your henchmen, like your NPC followers, or a person can just play them as a PC if they want to not have to think about as many rules or details, right? So if you want a more simplified character that doesn't have all the bits in it, because you don't want to deal with stuff, you can play a Wayfriend. So there's this, like, they've made a lot of different sort of little bit of switches, right? So you can switch your granularity as you like, which seems very interesting. Yeah, are they hirelings? RDA says hirelings. So yeah, it's like hirelings, but you can play them as a PC if you wanted to. Okay, you're gonna have to tune in. And let me see there. I will also say one thing I think is interesting, and I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, like, I like it. You know how you can like something, but then think, like that? And that is, there's so many more games that are including a solo option. And I will say for this game, I feel like the solo option is not tacked on. I feel like the solo option is really well thought through. I want to try it out. I want to test out the solo option because it looks really interesting and I want to try it out. But I like it when a solo option is sort of built into the game, and I like solo RPGs. I've never played them. Well, actually, that's not true. My very first RPG I ever played was that solo adventure with Bargle. But I mean, I like them. But I do wonder about the increase of solo RPGs happening because of an increase of alienation of people from community. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but then maybe everybody's fine. I don't know. I just hope everybody's fine. I guess that's the way I'll put it. I hope everyone's fine. I mean, because the thing is, I do like solo RPGs, but I tend to play them I play them with you all. Like, I don't tend to play them by myself. I play them with you all because like playing my solo RPGs with people, I guess. Let's see. Ars Magica does that with the Magic Companion Grog distinctions, and you can even be a Mythic Companion if you want the power of a Magi without the complication of the magic system. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think options are cool. Solo's a very specific design space, valid concern, and the loneliness epidemic. But the thing is, Artie Snack, about the loneliness epidemic, part of what's happening with the loneliness epidemic is people have stopped interacting with each other, right? People are lonely because they don't have community. And then they stop, like, yeah, if you have no community, you are going to be lonely. If you have, yeah, you know what I mean? And so I just worry about things that might encourage people to not change that situation, right? Yeah. Yep. And the death of third places. You know, Artie, people talk about the death of third places, and I have to say, third places still exist, but people don't go to them. Do you know what I'm saying? There are still third places, but people don't go to them. And if you don't go to them, then, you know what I mean? Like, libraries are amazing. There are still like parks and squares, and I mean, a lot of the third places that I used to go to as when I was younger are still there. But people don't. If you do not interact with other people, you can't do much about it, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, you can't make people use third spaces. Krellin points out smartphones are the problem. Yeah. I mean, greetings. I don't remember Jello's voice, but we're going to go with this. Vulpa says, well, also an increase in solo RPGs that are coming out now is they were started being created during COVID. Yep. And lots of people had to look for solo versions of things, which showed that there was a market. Yeah. Rissa said, and the current political climate, third spaces can feel unsafe. That is also true. I will also say, Vulpes, about what you were saying. Yes. And here's the thing. I think it's great. I think the kind of energy and innovation and creativity that's coming out of the solo RPG space is great. I have loved seeing the different ideas that people have come up with, from something that, like, some of the more tactical things like Rune, which I really enjoyed, to more people making really cool sort of game book style solo RPG adventures, like the stuff that's coming out of Call of Cthulhu. And the thing is, these solo RPGs, solo versions of RPGs have always been there. From Bargle to all the stuff from Runecrest, Tunnels and Trolls. Tunnels and Trolls was very into solo RPGs way back in the 70s. And these things have always been there, so I don't think they're bad. And I actually really love the stuff that's been happening. Things like, I mean, Ironsworn Starforge is so cool. I've not yet played Thousand Year Old Vampire, but I will. It's on my list. But, like, Wretched and Alone, how cool, like the Jenga Tower one, how cool is that? So many really, really cool. I mean, I've got to say, I'm just telling you right now, in my opinion, some of the coolest stuff is happening in the solo RPG space. People are really experimenting with randomizers or not, with the form, what kind of things you can do with it, using tarot cards, using Jenga towers, using all sorts of cool things. I love what people are doing with the solo RPGs. It's actually very exciting to me. It is like cool ideas, and I'm happy. I really do like them, and I do like what people are doing with them. A lot of real energy coming out of them, and I am not sad they're here. You know, I just want to make sure that people. I'm just thinking about the loneliness epidemic, which is like a side thing, but I really do love them. I think they're really cool, and for me, they're like just another way of gaming. Right? It doesn't replace gaming with other people. It's just another way of gaming. Because I can't play with other people all the time. You know how it is. Yeah. Vulpus is the same for board games. Oh, yes. I think the stereotype of the cranky librarian telling everyone to shush absolutely did absolutely no favors for the belief in the library of being a third place. Yeah, but it also is, though. I mean, I think, you know what's so funny about that, Artie, is that I know people who are like, well, you can't make noise, but people also don't, a lot of the Gen Z don't want noise. They don't want to party. They don't want to drink. They kind of want a library is what I think, except that I think they don't think about libraries, right? Like they kind of want that like quiet place where there's no loudness, right? It's kind of like a cafe sort of thing. So I think libraries are really good. They're really good. Museums, there are all sorts of things that are really good third places. But people are not leaving their homes. But smartphones, right? As Krillin notes, a lot of people. So when I was in Seattle for those 7 months, I looked for third places and they were everywhere. I hung out all sorts of cool places. I saw cool things. The places are there. The question is if you take advantage of them, you know. But they don't want books. They want phones. Yeah. Yeah. To go back to what Vulpes was saying about board games, my goodness, there's some such cool solo board game stuff out there right now. I'm so excited for them. Like I love them. Like I really do. And I really want to play some of these board games with you all. I just do not currently have the time, but I want to because I got the Final Girl. I want to play Final Girl with you all. I'm really excited about it. So I actually am quite enamored with the current state of things in terms of board games and solo RPGs. I think it's great to have options. I think that having options is really good, and the more options, the better. And I think that in a perfect world, they certainly do not replace human connection, right? They augment it, The other connected issues that so many places require a car to get there. Fair, although it also depends on where you live. If you live in a city with decent transportation, or if you live in a city where you're in a neighborhood that has stuff, like I can walk down to a number of third places if I wanted to. Right now it's winter, so I'm not excited, but like it depends on where you live. And then I also think about like in some really rural spaces, there are often like haulers that you can just like you can hike to and hang out with, like a crick ton of places. But there are places. The question is if you have to decide to do them. Riss says, I was like the fairies at third space. Oh yeah. Pope says, quiet plus comfort is hard to find. Not all libraries are true lounge spaces. Some are the lounge space in town. It is true. Final Girl works really well for a stream. Oh, really, Volp? Because I have it, and I want to stream it. Florida is actively hostile to pedestrian public transit. Pope World, you say that. And having grown up in California all my life, like I grew up in California. And they have sidewalks, and I never understood what people say things about LA. I grew up in San Francisco, but I was in LA for a while. I went to grad school there, and people say, oh, LA, it's not pedestrian friendly. It is. Actually, you can definitely be a walker in LA. I have never understood. I did not understand what it looked like to be in a pedestrian hostile space until I went to Williamsburg, Virginia. And Williamsburg, Virginia, they do not have good public transportation, but more importantly, they often don't have sidewalks. That if you want, like from where I was at the kind of apartment that I was at, if I wanted to walk, first off, it was not easy to actually walk anywhere. There were no sidewalks. If I wanted to walk out from my apartment to like the local, there's like a gas station that had like a little, a little market, you know what I mean? If I wanted to walk to that gas station, I would have to walk in the street where there were trees and not good lights, so there wasn't really visibility, and it was also a higher speed road. So it was taking my life into my own hands just to walk down, like to get like something from the little gas station store, And it was almost impossible. I could not actually get on public transportation or on foot from where I lived to the university. It was impossible. Luckily, I'd brought my motorcycle, so I took my motorcycle. But it was just dangerous. Like it was dangerous. It was unsafe. It was not well lit. It was. I was pretty, and they didn't necessarily even have pedestrian lights, you know what I mean? It was very pedestrian hostile. I'd never been in a place that hostile to pedestrians before. And I was like, wow. More hostile than Los Angeles, I just want to point out. It was not great. Yeah. Uh, Artie says, yeah, I loved the library when I was younger, but it was never a place you stayed. It was a place you went to get books and then leave. And I know a lot of libraries are like being more of a communal space now because that's what they're doing. Baltiel says, the train doesn't go anywhere, something I've heard about LA that just can't logically be true. Yeah, it's not true. LA just has some geographical limitations, is what I would say. You're not supposed to walk in VA, I guess. Artie says, I mean, carb dependence is its own issue. It just feeds into it. Does, right? All these things, right, come together. Vulpus is like, bikes are even frowned upon. Ugh. Rissa says, I love a good train ride, too. The Pacific Surfliner goes so close to the ocean, most of the way between San Diego and LA. Pope says, sidewalks exist in our local downtown and the subdivisions. Only our rural sections are deeply unsafe. Also, drivers are not safe here. And that's the thing. Sometimes it's just not safe. So I'm going to say this about LA. So LA is massively huge, right? It doesn't go up, it goes wide. And the thing about LA is that there's a mountain pass that you have to get through. And there are certain kind of mountains that sort of make some things a little bit difficult. There's also underground methane pockets around the La Brea tar pits, which makes you have to route around certain things. So what I find in my experience of being in LA is that you can go from point A to point B easy on public transportation. It's nice, it's swift, it's great. A to B, awesome. And for example, you can go from downtown to Santa Monica, which is a pretty long stretch. Easy, no problem. You can also go from downtown to the valley, which is north, also easy, no problem. Easy peasy, great. You cannot go from Santa Monica to the valley easily at all. And that's because of just the geography of that space. And so I find that it's just one of those things where like there's some places that are really easy to get to in public transportation, and then these like weird things that you're like, oh man, it's really hard to get from here to there, but everything else. So it's just like, as you go. Given my back issue in Journal of Fitness, there isn't really anywhere I could effectively walk to. Artie, what state do you live in? To take my walks, I have to drive 15 minutes to the local park sports complex. Yeah. By the way, you know what? Sorry, this is like just me letting you know about my lack of experience. You hear growing up, I've heard words before because I exist. I see television and all that stuff. And so I hear words. But where I grew up, some of those things did not exist where I grew up, at least not where I grew up. So I didn't know really what they were. I didn't really understand them because I'd never experienced them. Humidity was one of those things, but subdivisions were another thing. I was like, I don't know what a subdivision is. It's just like an apartment complex, I guess, is a subdivision. It's an apartment complex, I guess. I wasn't certain what a subdivision was. I asked people and they're like, oh yeah, it's like a group of apartments. So I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. And when I went to Virginia, I got an apartment in a subdivision. And I was like, okay, so this is like a cul-de-sac that nobody can get to. It's with a cul-de-sac where you cannot walk. Wow. It was not something I'd ever experienced. I'd never experienced such pedestrian, bicycle, hostile spaces before. Really weird. I didn't like them. Oh, you're Canadian. Yeah. Oh, Ontario. Oh. Aha. North of Buffalo, New York. Are you in Ontario? Like where are you? Are you in a big city in Ontario? Are you I don't want your address. Be safe. But are you in Toronto? Where are you in what is the what's your public transportation like? That's my question. Hey Prax, how are you? Ontario. Does Ontario have good public transportation? Does it not? Oh, about an hour outside of Toronto. I see. So I imagine where you're at does not have the best public transportation, I'm guessing. Subdivisions, good some by Rush. Strange suburban planning by Americans. That is so odd. They feel very, yeah. There were these. I was in a subdivision. There was another subdivision right next to me, but you couldn't walk between them. There was no. They really did not encourage community at all. was very strange. I'm going to mention that Yoke sent me. It makes towns, but not... It's all right. I'd say not great, but not terrible. What do you have to do in your place? I mean, does your place have a theater or a park, or like what are there things to do in your place, in your town? Yoki sent me here on a research trip. I will endeavor to be of aid, service, or help. I will explain Yoki's strange reaction. Yoki translated this thing that Mani wrote, something about why the scientists came here, but then he got all upset and sent me here. You are agitated. I understand. But, as Yoki suggests, I am best able to explain. This is a Jello. I feel like that's a Jello voice. I'm sure I look insane. For I am a product of the fung. What is a fung? I am an organism like you. But I am not a humanoid mutation like some of the others here. I'm sure you think I'm totally insane, and I bet this looks wild. Luckily, I can't see myself right now. I'm also very, very much a homebody and always have been as well. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, Artie, do you want to go to third spaces? Like, you're a homebody. Like, do you want to go out? Because, some people don't want to go out. They want to stay home. See, Artie doesn't, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to go out. That's what I mean. Sometimes people don't go out because they don't want to go out. Whether or not they're third spaces isn't like the most important thing, because they don't want to go out, and people shouldn't have to if they don't want to. The library that was I used to walk down to the library by my house. It was actually very far. There was this library that was very, very far from my house, but I would walk it. It's like 20, 30 blocks when I was a kid, because across the street from that library was, it was a bigger library than the local one. And across the street from that library was a game store called Game Masters. And that was actually where I bought my D&D Red Box, because they had RPG books. Rissa says, I feel grateful that we have several gaming stores locally that act as third spaces where people can go and try out games or reserve table space for RPGs. Yeah, we have one in Cambridge, Pandemonium, that also is a really good third space. Artie is like, especially after the pandemic, I've become 100% hermit. Yeah. And Artie's like, yeah, at this point, all my friends are online. My origins are not the result of sexual reproduction. I am a mitotic division of the result of the fung's meiosis. Meiosis? Krell says, there used to be a game store here that was a third space you could grab a table and play a game at, but it closed decades ago. Yeah. It's, So, there used to be lots of small independent bookstores that also acted as third spaces. Gay bookstores, feminist bookstores, communist bookstores, right? All sorts of little local community bookstores where you could go, sit, have meetings, do all sorts of stuff. They were very important. But people decided that Amazon was more convenient. Well, first Barnes & Noble, and then Amazon. And sometimes we kill these things ourselves because we don't... Like, everyone's like, I'm just going to buy all of my stuff on Amazon. So what is that going to mean for the local hardware store or the local other store, which are also places where people would used to meet? Like, I remember when I was in Seattle, I was like, is this neighborhood that I was at going to feel good. And I walked up and down the little street where stuff was, and there were little stores, local stores that had like signs for like the high school game or little local things. Like that's what I like to see. I like to see local businesses that are vested in the community, where you can kind of hang out some. And but when people when people no longer shop in public in person, Amazon is now also delivering groceries. So there are people who I think will probably do all of their shopping through Amazon and not ever go to a local store. And if nobody goes to the local bookstore, the local store, then those places will shut down. But they shut down because we are not going to them anymore. And so if we don't go there, they will close. And they are closing because we are not going there. And I think we have to think about that too. We have to think about whether or not we are choosing to, whether or not, what is our part in the killing of these spaces is what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. We actually have a reservation for our monthly game at one of them on Saturday. Oh, that's nice. Artie's like, all my friends are online. A lot of my friends are also online. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Volpa says, yeah, my regular group is like that. Our next meetup, first of the year, will be March 21st. Mm-hmm. Artie says, for a moment I thought that said organs, not origins. And I was like, organs are a weird thing to specify not being a product of sex. Mm-hmm. Hawkeye says, yeah, my old trick was to go to Lowe's or Home Depot if I was doing a project I knew how to do. The local hardware store if I didn't know what I was doing. Yes. Well, that's kind of why I posted about my FLGS just started buying and selling used minis as well as regular games. Yeah. And I think that there's like, I think we sometimes have to think about our part in things, in structures and systems. And like, there's a hardware store like just down the street from where I live. And I make a point that if I need hardware type stuff, I'm not going to get it through Amazon. I'm going to just go to that hardware store and get it from them. And when I went to get art supplies, I went to the art store is actually kind of far away, but I was like, it's the summer. I can do that. I will do that because I want to try to contribute to a local economy if I can, as much as I can. Sometimes, sometimes you got to go and get a $40 wig from Amazon. Although actually I didn't order this from Amazon. I actually ordered it from the company itself. But you know what I'm saying? Like I just got to do my best. I can't do everything, but I can do my best. Krellin's like, it isn't just consumer choices killing places. War Games West shut down because the boss just didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah. Also, consumers have less disposable income than these two. And I think it's also an interesting thing, right? That there have been a number, there's like this really beloved third space that closed around here called Johnny D's. It was like a nightclub that had bands, local bands. It's been around for ages and ages, for a really long time. They shut down. Everybody was heartbroken. People were like, oh no. But it shut down because the people who owned it since the 1960s, are now super old. And they're like, we do want to retire. So they left the place to their kids, and their kids are like, we don't care about this place. We don't want to run a nightclub. It's kind of like a performance spot. Like, we don't want to run it, and we can just make lots of money if we sell it to a developer. So they did. And the community was heartbroken. They were very mad. But the kids are like, we don't want to run a performance venue. And also, we can make lots of money, so we will. So it's like, that's also part of it. Sometimes people just don't want to. Oh man, there was this music store that was not actually kind of far away, and they'd been around for decades. Also, somebody who opened a music store, really cool music store with all like very knowledgeable, lots of like obscure instruments, all sorts of cool stuff, shut down. Everyone was heartbroken. Like, how can this place shut down? The guy was like in his late 80s, and he didn't have anybody to give the store to, so he had to close it. He wanted to retire. And sometimes that's also just it, that nobody wants to do it, and the person just can't do it forever. That also happens. Sometimes it's that too, as Krellin pointed out. Volpa says, it's a rough business and not easy, much like bookstores. I have to be able to carry a ton of debt for years to be able to open one. Yep. Artie says, the pandemic also killed a lot of those businesses that they couldn't survive without support and extended downtime. It is also true, 100%. Vulpo says, and here we are having issues with people breaking into comic and game stores to steal Magic the Gathering and Pokemon cards. Oof. Well, you know, Vulpes, one of the most profitable things to steal is cheese. All sorts of cheese thefts, everybody. I don't know if you heard about it, but where was it? Cheese theft UK. Right, yeah, so this guy, he was a 63-year-old man, and he was part of this cheese heist that stole 48,000 pounds of high-value cheddar cheese in the UK. Yeah, he stole like 22 tons of cheddar cheese. And cheddar cheese it was like almost $500,000 worth of cheese is what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, so cheese apparently is the thing to steal if you are into stealing things, I guess. Cheese. Artisan cheese. Cheese theft just makes me think of The Expanse. I get that. Oh, and real maple syrup. Yes, also real maple syrup is a good thing. I mean, I'm not advocating stealing. Also, right, but apparently yes. And Artie says, it's like how people will not watch a show or play a game, but once it gets canceled, they'll cry about how good it was and how they can't believe it didn't continue. Baltio says, those huge wheels of cheese are worth loads of money. They are. And healing in Skyrim. Also, apparently, the price of cheese is increasing in Europe by a lot because the energy costs are increasing because of the war with Ukraine. But apparently the main buyers for stolen cheese is Russia, because the embargoes hitting, like the trade embargoes hitting Russia means a bunch of things like cheese, wine, these kinds of things they just can't get. And so there's like this wild, crazy black market for cheese, which is why cheese thefts are apparently on the rise. Typically, sporic material produced by such an organism requires very particular conditions to allow the mitotic division. This is wild. That produces a multicellular gametophyte. I wonder if this will just be easier. Which produces, it is easier. I don't know what I was thinking. Which produces gametes, which form a zygote, which develops into me. Everything but vodka. Also, don't touch that dwarf. Pass me the electrician. A new sporophyte. But Dr. Bramson was kind enough to cultivate me. I'm sorry. What? Dr. Bramson? Dr. Bramson cultivated me from spores that were originated by the fungus. Though it is impossible for the spores to self-germinate. The order of the fungus who now guard it are self-germinated. We might even surmise that the sporific effusion was an evolutionary step towards a new form of defensive capability. Perhaps even surpassing Hippomane Manchella for flora, with a reputation for danger. Though they aren't called upon very often, because the tunnel that leads to the fung is inhabited by hundreds of venomous centipedes. Well, this sounds bad. At least the Russians are not involved with the war. Do you think the fung are really some fun guys? I think they're pretty fun. I think so. Uh, the Order of the Fung guarded? From what? Wait, I had this dream about a huge centipede. It was really creepy. Ugh. The centipedes are one of the obstacles. The Order of the Fung are another. The Great Fung exists in a symbiotic relationship with the Papu tree. I'm sure we'll take a liking to him. Oh, I love them. You guard it from a fungicide, obviously. Yeah. This symbiosis is the heart of our ecosystem. But I suspect that when the scientists broached these shores, they thought there was some secret they might capitalize upon. That is the kind of interest it must protect itself from. But it is not actually difficult to reach. I must look like a wild maniac right now. Simply open that portal behind you and traverse the pipe. It leads to an abandoned shopping temple. There you will find a centipedally traveled tunnel, which leads you to the cave of the Great Fung. Although I'm fairly sure you will perish if you enter. Different sound. If you enter unprotected. Yeah, everyone and everything needs to protect themselves from capitalism, and apparently also the centipedes. So, why was Yoke so upset about it? The Great Fung is the reason all of the scientists but your grandparents perished. One of them was someone with whom Yoke had produced a child. 2 decades, that child became known as apprentice. But he was frustrated with the slow progress that Nono and he made in training. His mind was damaged, attempting to access the power of the Great Fung. He became unstable, attacking the offspring he had produced with you before disappearing. Oh, this is really bad. A partner of Felon his grandchildren. Whoa. The Fung has taken much from Yoki. So, Nono had an apprentice who was together with Mew, became damaged, killed the kid, and then disappeared. Like, oh, seems really bad. Let's concentrate on my work now. Well, that seems bad. We are learning all sorts of things about this place, and none of them are great. So the Fung needs to protect the Papu tree, which I suppose is sort of like Yggdrasil. It's my new thought. And the scientists were probably being all scientisty about it and want to be like, so science! In gross ways, and so... I don't know if the centipedes are capital... Ooh, let's look. I don't want to go down here until I have more info on these venomous centipedes. No, you really shouldn't. You should definitely not go down there without getting information about those venomous centipedes. 100%. I wonder if I should talk to my grandpa. We're going to make a garden. Because we're going to. That garden is going to be There's like a swampy place, I guess. Oh, I know where. It's gonna be by where my pal hangs out. And oh, look at them. Look at them. That's so nice. They're just like fishing, hanging out. Just think how much you make off of selling wood of this huge tree. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Hello. Hi. Aye. Turns out Dennis had a few woobjin leaves seeds stashed away. And Mum had some other stuff she used to grow in this garden too. Ew. Oh, thanks. 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 No worries if you already sorted. I just thought it might help. Thanks, but now I have to figure out where... This must collect rainwater. It's pretty cool, actually. Right, but where am I supposed to plant this? Like, I'm supposed to make a garden. Hold on. Tung's yard has a good spot for garden growing, apparently. Okay, well, right. I'm here, right? But the question is, where in this yard should I plant? We're wandering around to see if we can find a good planting area. Right. Here. Haha! Found it. Woobjin leaves, right? That's what he wants. Woobjin leaves. Tung's garden. We want woobjin leaves, which is probably way in the back. And then we can find out what emotion that is. Yellow caps. Here we go. Woobjin leaves is wanderlust. I don't think we have done that feeling, right? Right? Can we tell? Hold on. I don't know if we can tell, but we... I don't... Well, you know, we're going to plant the... Wait. Woobjin leaf. Woobjin root. This is what we're doing. We're going to do woobjin. This is it. We're making a garden. And we're going to plant some seeds, and they're going to be woobjin. So woobjin is wanderlust. And it's good for sand and soil. So we're going to do this. We're going to do... We need more wanderlust. We're going to do 2 of these. Airplanes. We need wanderlust. Wild grass. Let's do a little bit of wild grass. Oh, wild grass is sunbeams. We've got sunbeams and airplanes. This feels very wanderlust. Ooh, I love prepared piano. Let's see. Otherworldly. I don't think we've done otherworldly, have we? So we need more... By the way, I should turn up the sound because we're creating sounds here. We want wanderlust. Stone... Oh, tongue drum. We definitely want some drums. Absolutely. Let's have 3. Ooh, electric guitar. Yeah. Oops. Oh, there's that electric guitar. Ooh, a tree. A bassoon. We love it. We love a bassoon. Let's see what else we have. Oops, pardon me. These goblet flowers, let's have some more of those. This is arpeggios. Ooh, some bamboo. Love this for us. Oh, Guzmania, which is an oboe. We do like that. I don't know how much space we'll have for it, but some of these might be a little cramped, but our last one, we've got some cotton grass. Absolutely. Let's throw this in here. And then I don't know how much space we have for this. I don't think we do. Oh, wait. There. We can get one of those, perhaps. I think some of these things probably need a bit more space, to be honest, but, you know. And then we have some bearweed, which I would really love to plant, but I don't think we can. So, we've done some stuff. Let's do some growth songs, shall we? Some Wanderlust. Ooh. Oh, look at that. A little bit more. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Oh. I believe we need to tend these plants. Oh, wait, let's listen. We're going to tend these plants. We'll start over here. Let's harvest. And then harvest. We're going to harvest everything. Oh, this needs more space to grow. Let's move this to... Yeah, I thought I might be having a problem here. There. Okay. How's this one doing? This one needs more space to grow, so we're going to have to move it. I think there. Hold on. Okay, so clearly we're going to have to... We were sad. Sad business for us. This is... We planted some of those Woobjin plants in the wrong spot. Let's see if we can move... We need to move some things around. Look at us not giving these plants enough space. I feel very bad about my life right now. We're going to have to see what we can do. So much that we... Yeah, I think I planted like a wild person. That's what I think happened. And the things that we really need, we did not give enough space for. But I think we can. This is cramped. Let's see. This is also cramped. Look at me. I'm so sorry. Little plants, I'm so sorry. I did not put you in the right spots, and I feel like a bad person now. But we will do our best to fix it. Okay. I'm harvesting a lot of things, but the one thing I really needed, those little woobjin plants. I'm gonna have to go in and I think remake music again. This one? So many plants. I put too many plants around. I can't see anything. I'm going... This one needs more space to grow. I get it. I get it. Where can I put you? Can I just put you... Is there a place where I can put you? Where you can grow to your full height? No. I need to do a little bit more growth. Ooh. There we go. Look at that. Now, let's see if maybe we can now harvest. Okay. We have the things we need, it looks like. But I still worry about... the, that tree and it not having enough space. What if I can... I'm gonna try to salvage this. What if I can move it over here? Will it have space here? It might. Hold on. I thought I saw space for it. What? You know, being a garden tender is really hard business, is what I'm trying to tell you. Because you can't just plant things just anywhere. So the problem is this little tree that's cramped, and I need to find a better place for it, and having a really hard time with that. How much space does it need? This is the only place where it can grow. So... what I can do is I can try to salvage this woobjin leaf, and maybe this will give me enough room for this tree. Oh, there we go. There. Okay. We now have enough room for this tree, and let's grow it and see what it looks like. Oh. Isn't that beautiful? Do a little bit more. It's beautiful. Oh, these are growing old. I should probably salvage them. Look, I didn't realize I've just been growing them, and I'm going to have to plant, I think, some more of those, what is it, cotton? Cotton grass. Since I've been doing shenanigans, I think we have to do a little bit of a once-over of these plants because I think I've been sad to them. So that's mature. This one is growing old, so we should probably salvage it. And then plant some more of those. Where will you grow best? Oh, there we go. Hold on. Wait, there. Okay. Now, we need to see if we've, like... I just feel like we've abused some of these plants. Let's see, this one is growing old, and this is a goblet flower. I'm going to plant some more goblet flowers, I think. We're going to plant 2 goblet flowers. I went wild on my garden, and I'm so sorry about it. Goblet flowers. Goblet flowers. Let's plant one there. One there. Okay. And now, let's see if there's anything else that we've just... Thank you, 30. So this is a hobbleberry. I think we kind of went too wild on this, so... Hobbleberry. Let's move this. There we go. And let's plant another hobbleberry. Wait. Come here, little hobbleberry. What? Almost there. Wait. There. That's nice. And there. Okay, and then let's see if there's anything else we need to do something with up here. Okay. And it looks like all these plants are doing well. I crowded them. I'm so sorry. Ooh. Listen to that bassoon. Salvage that hobbleberry. And then we need to look at these things. There's a lot on these walls that I feel like I was not paying enough attention to. This stone leek is growing old. Stone leek. Let's just plant another one. I think things are going to happen, but... There we go. This is very nice. This Cerignola is growing old. We'll have to plant a new one. I went wild. I apologize. Oh. It's nice. Ooh, bogleberries. What else do we have here? Wild grass. We should probably plant a little bit more wild grass. Oh, this tree needs more space to grow. We have to plant more wild grass, everybody. Can we move this to a place where it'll be okay? There, look at that. Okay, I think that our garden is going to be better now. I think so. But we do need to plant some wild grass. There. I think we can probably leave it to do its thing. Okay. Wait. Oh, I really liked that mood. It felt great, fresh and free. And I promised to grow Tung some woobjin for his root for his boat, which we did. So we're gonna tell him. How's it going? I'm gonna give him the woobjin root. I grew the roots you wanted for Sea Dragon. Oh. Cool. Thanks. Mum's gonna be stoked about the garden. Maybe it'll help cheer her up. Does it seem different to you? Like, apart from just looking nice? I don't know. Guess maybe the air feels fresher? Like a sea breeze? My dad always said the sea smelled like a adventure. I don't know if Spike and Mew will have made up in time, but Fridays we usually play some music in a bar. You should come. Late evening, I think. In the meantime, I guess I've got paint to mix. Thanks for your help. Aw. So, let's look. Huh. He painted the name on. It looks great. This is, how are you feeling? How am I feeling? How am I feeling? I can't stop thinking about giant centipedes now. Do they grow from tiny ones, or do they start out giant? There's a kind of a melancholy feeling. There's more life. I can see more life. I feel like I should talk to my granddad. Okay. This is all our Friday stuff. Maybe it was weird to ask if he felt a mood change from the garden, but well, what if it's all just in my head? I wonder if Maury's heard anything about Spike and Claire. I should go make it with Grandpa. That's what I was thinking. I should go talk to Grandpa. Yeah. This game... Oh. Stuff is happening. Uh-oh. Our French guy's here. Hey. Graubert. What do you think, eh? Doesn't it say deserves the attention of his beloved on his return? Huh? Don't your lily-livered TV shows tell you about the affairs of the heart? Grau, it's okay, Mum. If you want to go see, if you want to see her that much, you could go visit her. Those two are, they're cockney. Away with ya. I don't know what you're all up about. Anyway, I've got a master plan. Though, short of it when I was away. Figure she's nesting, right? Once I settled home, see? Must be fretting I'm too much of a free spirit to settle with her. So I got this ink from a pal of mine, and I designed a tattoo. An anchor, classic, with her name right in the middle. I'm going to go over and ask her to do it when we've unloaded. This is going to be real bad, everybody. Sounds, romantic, bound to work. Look forward to hearing all about it. This is bad. You're acting funny. Yeah, so, yeah. He's gonna get a tattoo, but like, oh my god, but she cheated on him. Oh no, the drama is so bad. I feel like this is drama that I'm not going to talk to about right now. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, you know, So, there's some dramatics over there, huh? Yeah. Why don't we just tend this garden while we're here? Oh, the plants are doing well. It's great. I gotta tell you. This is harsh. I like it. All the plants are doing well. Everything's healthy and mature. Nothing's old. Like me. I feel like I could plant more flowers, huh? No. I could. Look, everything's doing well. I think we have to walk back. We have like 20 minutes, which is not bad. I feel good about that. Everybody, there's some serious drama in this town. Like, Graubert is talking to Tongue and doesn't realize that Tongue's been having an affair with the woman he's seeing, and she's thinking about, like, breaking up with him, but he doesn't know, and he's gonna get a tattoo, and, like, the baby may not even be his. This is messy. I don't know why I have to know about all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. Oh, hey. How you doing? Hey, Jitterbug. Are you okay? Hey, am I more a man if I say I am? She should have known better. You think you raised someone to know right and wrong, huh? Hey, yeah. But I think about it, and she's had so much go wrong. Maybe it's hard to see the right. But it makes me mad. I know I should talk with her, but... hell, I should talk with Claire, you know? But I'll be betting she wants some space. You today, Claire tomorrow, I reckon. What a mess. Why I oughta... Hey, sorry if I talked your ear off just now. Appreciate you listening. I like him. I think I like Spike. Might as well go talk to Maury right now. Oh, there's somebody up there. Interesting. Getting our data. What was her voice? Oh my goodness. Is there someone on the island you don't like? The hyper-capitalist beans are not my favorite. Thank heavens it's you. I don't remember her voice now. I have no... maybe she was fancy. I have no idea you have no idea the suffering. No, that was the crying woman. That's the one who was British. Like, receipt pronunciation. What is she? Let's give her... Let's go with, you've no idea, I don't know. You have no idea the suffering I've had to go through. I only heard about it this morning. And with Spike and Mew in for dinner, I've not been able to breathe a word since finding out. Oh. The tape? Who'd have thought it after all this time? Oh, of course, who wouldn't want to be in love with my Claire? Although she could definitely put herself forward better. Glad I said the right thing. But I never dreamed. Well, apparently she rushed out and they haven't spoken yet. They haven't even spoken yet. Such drama. Does she like him? Oh, I don't know. She's a little mouse. She won't squeak her secrets to me. Always been like that. Otherwise I'd worry she didn't trust me. I guess guess we just have to wait then. Oh, patience is a virtue I've little time for. But I dare say you're right. You hungry? You want to know what today's specials are? Yes, please. Oh, wonderful. Veggie or meat first? Meat. I'm quite proud of this one. Curried waxwing with Thai berry and water nettle infused rice. Very fancy. You want to hear the veggie option? Please. Today's veggie special is a very fine risotto, made with lantern hat mushrooms and buffalo mozzarella. Also very yummy. So, can I make you something? Well, yeah, we're getting the risotto. Oh, veggie, thanks. Oh, good choice. Give me a minute. This is the dancing for risotto song. I really want risotto now. I wonder if I can get risotto. I don't think I can make risotto, so I don't think I have neither the cheese nor the rice. Ooh. Ooh. One, give me a minute. I get one lantern hat mushroom and buffalo mozzarella risotto. Also, I just got an environmentally friendly achievement. Here you go, sweetie. Thanks. Moz and risotto is an interesting choice. I mean, I can send you some arborio. I could just get it. We have arborio in the store. I just don't have any because I'm not together with my kitchen from the move. The kitchen is still in boxes and it's all, I need to get that moment to unpack, and I'm hoping I can do that this weekend. We'll see. I wonder if Spike and Mew will make up in time to play in their little band tonight. I'll see if I can get Claire along. Neither the cheese nor the rice nor the range. Rice is, I mean, I just need to get some, and I can get some. I'm not going to do it tonight. Tonight is not a cooking night. Well, now, we're just going to go, oh, hello. These almost look like a Woobjin root hybrid. Making risotto is my favorite things to make in the fall and winter. Ooh, I love a good risotto. And I can make risotto in my Instant Pot, which is very nice. Hello, people. What are you up to? Yeah. Yes, it's not the same level of activity as it used to be. Tick, tick. Tick, tick, too. That's only the root systems, though. Do you have any readings from the crown? Tick, no. There must be something I'm doing that's different. We just need to isolate it. It feels like a different voice. What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. Oh. We have to talk to Grandpa. Don't do that. It doesn't work right. No, I've got a good Instant Pot recipe. It's fine. It is fine. I haven't had risotto in so long. Yeah. It's nice. I've got a good recipe. We're gonna talk to Grandpa. We're gonna talk to him. Nice of you to join me. I slept such a long time. I think adventuring out took a greater toll than I realized. I'm gonna apologize. I'm sorry I snapped at you yesterday. Oh, my dear girl. I am perhaps being too guarded with you. But you must understand, I have made mistakes before, sharing pieces of knowledge that have led to unforeseen outcomes. It overcooks because an Instant Pot uses too much pressure and turns the risotto closer to steamed rice rather than the creamy texture it should have. Sighs, knowing many will still do this. I do not guard knowledge jealously, but with care. I will explain my frustrations. Communication. It's just, I thought I knew why I was coming here. And it wasn't to be talked down to or turned into some sort of groundskeeper or whatever. Is that what you feel I have done? No,
Just because the destination is unknown does not mean that the journey is purposeless. However, I do not think I have been a terrible teacher.
No, it was me trauma dumped on, kid. Yeah, that's what it was.
Today you have planted a fourth garden. To do so, you must have understood that the plants here exist in a series of harmonies or moods.
There are 7 moods, right? 7 songs?
Yes. I wish for Mutazione to be returned to the balance that was lost as I became ill. Papu is dying. Cannot determine why. I have been too weak for too long. But now I am recovered. I wish for the two of us to venture into the spirit world. To take a journey together. Find some answers.
The spirit world?
If I can help you to find a connection with that world, then perhaps your strength will help us rediscover what must be done.
When do we do it?
I can see you are eager. I believe I will be strong enough tomorrow. We will need a few bits and pieces for the ritual. We can review in the morning.
I actually don't... Prax, I don't think... When I make it in the instant, I don't think I actually use the steamer. I think I use the saute function. I think. I have to check my recipe.
Until then, please, venture forth and enjoy yourself. I do believe it is band night.
Thank you, 10. Ooh. Look, there's more life. That's good. I feel like my plants are doing well. Just gonna check this one. Oh, hey, let's harvest. I must not have, Okay, it looks like these plants are healthy and doing well. Nobody's cramped or sad. They're not old and needing to be sort of fixed. Oh, this one, the temple fern. We need to salvage it and replant a new temple fern. Let's plant a new temple fern, shall we? QST. There we go. Nice. You are doing well. You know, I could plant more plants, you know? Ooh, these yellow caps are growing old. Let's salvage them. Plant another yellow cap. I'm feeling good. You know, I feel like I'm doing lovely, good things right now. Making plants. Doing well. You know, we should, this is Pacific. I think we can maybe plant 1 or 2 more things that we haven't done before. Just, let's see what we can do. I feel a little new age. We have some of those. Elephant palm. I think we already have one. I think we have a giant tree fern as well. I kind of want to speak in like that kind of ASMR voice because it feels so chill. I kind of think I would like some paper ferns, but I don't think I have space for them right now. We have the picolinos already. Because I think our song could just have a few more pieces to it. We have some rose reeds already. That's fine. I actually... Oh, here's something we can do, maybe. We already have some of those. I think we're like... I think we're doing pretty well, actually. I mean, I wanted to plant some more things, but... I think we're good. So, we're going to... It's because I'm working happy little trees.
Wonderful to be up here again. When your mother was a small, she would play all the day in the garden up here. Her laughter and clairs and the chattering of the dots, the wind through the tree. It would soundtrack my day. Something on the wind this evening, and like a storm brewing.
So we have been around the world, and we can't find our baby. Oh, wait. Mew's in that room. Here's the thing. We're going to go and see if we can talk to Mew just a little bit while we're here. Thought we could just, check it out. Hello, little dots. I have... What's in here? Hey, look. Oop. I wonder if I'll use any of these in the ritual. Excited. I want to know who lives in these places. Do you get this feeling? Like, I get this feeling that we're moving towards a dramatic denouement, and I don't know what it is yet. You know what I mean? I just feel like there's a lot happening. And there are bugs everywhere and little beetles. I like to think that we are maybe helping save this place, but I don't even know yet. This is really new age, in my opinion. I know that we have to go to the band and also leave. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set ourselves up for success. I'm going to take us right to where we need to be before we end. Alien science books. Guess they belong to Grandma? Hey, that's new. This game is not cozy. And I like that. There's like a Look, can we talk? Once we're tattooing, huh? I don't know why you need a tattoo right this second. Oh, aha, that's the special bit, huh? You haven't even told me what I'm drawing. We gotta find this out. My love. Okay, but the design?
That is the design. I want an anchor emblazoned with the name Aileen. So we both know what's holding me down, huh?
Holding you down?
Like a port in a storm. Go on.
Graubert, I don't...
You know how to write your own name, starfish.
I don't want to be with you anymore. Uh-oh. This is right before we end the stream. Ow. I thought you'd shout or... Please.
I love you.
That's not enough, though. It doesn't just matter what you feel. It's what I feel, too. And I don't... Robbie, you're shaking.
We have a child.
Way to end the stream, everybody.
The child needs a father. It will have a village. I will not leave my child.
Did you ever count back from when we found out?
You know math is not a strong suit of mine. It's just we were arguing and you went on that long trip. I don't understand. Felt so lonely and confused. And so you see, you don't need to stay with me out of some kind of obligation because the baby isn't yours. It's Tongue's.
Yeah, Voltio. Yep. Okay, well, let's just leave there. Let's just go. Yep. We are going to cliffhanger is what we're going to do. And we're going to walk right on down to that discotheque. That is a bad room to walk into. We're going to stand right here. Yep. And this is where this is going to be our cliffhanger, everybody. This is where we are hanging our cliff. We are hanging our cliff right there. Well, PB plays inside. PB plays inside. Wait. PB. Wait. Ah! Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, so the game is getting very intense. Blah, as you might say in Germany. Thank you for being here with me. I did something to my wrist, everyone. I was like, I should probably put like a cream on it, an ointment, like a muscle thing, achy thing. Like icy hot, that kind of thing. Wow. So here's what's what. That was amazing. Thank you for being with me for this stream, everyone. It's been very lovely. This game, Mutazione, is a game of like serene, new age calmness and then crazy drama. That's what's going on here. Oh my goodness. Thank you for being here. So let's see, where can you find me next? So I'm going to I'm going to get some food and then I'm going to start watching the second half of last week's Critical Role, which means I'm going to show up midway through tonight's Critical Role. So, hopefully I'm going to try to catch up. I will be caught up, by the way, before next week. But you can find me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern here on this channel for The Gamblers, our Traveler Pirates of Drynex campaign. They're going to a new system. I'm very excited. Yes, I am. I'm excited about that. And then you can find me Saturday at noon here on this channel for Heaven's Vault, which will be our last Heaven's Vault for 3 weeks. That is what it is, because I'm going to be doing a really cool new show over on Table Story for a 3-week session, and I've got a wig to prep. Sunday night at 8 p.m. on my channel, Laugh Love Lindy's channel, Wandering DM's channel, and also High Shelf Collective. You can find me for the second half of our 2-shot of Fate Tachyon Squadron, which is really great for Roleplay Reflect. And I believe I think those are all the streams I've got going this week. And then, of course, you can find me again next Thursday for more of Mutazione. And that is what I've got going on. I want to thank you all for being here, hanging out with me. It's been really lovely. I appreciate you. Also, by the way, I've been posting my trip through the quest calendar on YouTube. It's a YouTube exclusive. And I'm behind, by the way. I did not post yesterday's or today's yet, but I hope to get yesterday's and today's out tonight. So you should go and watch them. They're anywhere between 5 minutes to 20 minutes long little videos where I do a little quest a day. Telling the story of Shade Murdstone, our shadow elf bone collar villain, as he's trying to, rebuild all the badness. So, check it out if you like. And I'm going to get some food, and I will see you all. If I don't make it to Critical Role tonight, it's because I'm catching up, but I'll be posting. And all of that said, thank you so much for being here with me and hanging out. I appreciate you all. Shade Murdstone, shadow elf bone collar. Note the spelling. The spelling is important. I've got a lot coming up. Look, I'm going to be doing the State of the Foxhole stream What I suspect, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I will probably do the State of the Foxhole on one of the Saturdays after one of the Saturdays of the Song of Heroes, probably like after the Song of Heroes. I just have to go and do a little bit more data crunching and all that. So maybe that'll be a good time to do it. We shall see. We shall see. That said, everyone, take care of yourselves. And I'm going to get some food and maybe I'll get risotto. I don't know. I will catch you all on the flip side. I adore you all. Bye, everybody.